Okay, so I don't know if we're a bit too early or a bit too late with this world. I'm kinda hoping we're a bit early, cause otherwise this could be a gigantic rotting pumpkin. But since I'm not waiting half a year just to play a world in Super Mario Land 2, we're gonna start with Pumpkin Zone, or really should be called Horror Zone, cause it is our spooky themed world, cause you got these weird Goombas that are wearing hockey masks and also stabbed? I think they were going for a bit too much of everything there, because the hockey mask is kind of supposed to be a horror villain thing, but if you're stabbed, that you're not a very good horror villain, because that doesn't really happen until the end, but then again, these are Goombas, so I can't be surprised they screwed up their costume. We also have Boos up here, as well as disappearing blocks. These aren't Mega Man disappearing blocks, they are actually existent, even when they're invisible, so don't worry, you don't have to time your jumps, you just have to make sure you know where these blocks are. Otherwise, you could end up sticking yourself in a spot where you'll get hit by Boos. And I don't think those are altered, or I think those are altered sprites, unlike the, what was it in the last stage? The Cheep Cheeps in the previous stage. But I think those Boos are a bit different than the Super Mario Bros. 3 and World sprites. Oh, and yeah, he killed 99 enemies, or 100 enemies rather. And we might actually be able to get an extra life from this if there are any enemies after this, but there don't seem to be. Wait, there's Dracula for no reason. Okay, so we killed Dracula. I think that's like the one time that enemy actually appears. Just guarding the end-level bell? I don't know why they don't use him more, but whatever. And with that 3 up, it's time to move on to the next level. There's no secret exit there, but I think this is... Yes, this is the level with a secret exit, I believe. So this is a very odd sort of level. We've got a bunch of random living objects that are supposed to be inanimate, like these sad lamps and the umbrellas. I'm probably not really understanding the themes. I think it's more of a Japanese culture sort of horror dealy, especially with the umbrellas. But I'm not really up to date on that sort of thing, so I'm not quite sure what could be referenced here. But regardless, there is a water section, and I think those are also Super Mario World enemies. I seem to remember Cheep Cheeps with masks in those games. Those were kind of odd-looking guys. Oddly enough, there are no themed piranha plants, though. I mean, we got the one-time use of Boos. Well, technically it's multiple times, but they don't appear anywhere else other than this world. But we have, I think, multiple types of Goombas. Yeah, actually, there is one more type of Goomba, but no new piranha plants. Man, I wonder if that's just memory issues or they just didn't feel like it. Can't make a spooky piranha plant, apparently. Oh, and don't swim there, just walk on the underside. Otherwise, you'll get hit by those sad lamp things that are just sticking their tongues out, because tongues are very painful, as I'm sure you all know. Get hit by a tongue and it stings, man. It stings a whole lot. Actually, it's more just because it's gross. It's all icky and gross and stuff, and I think you're supposed to either go on top of the roof or use that umbrella to jump up to the gold bell, but yeah, sadly, I did miss that, not secret exit, but bonus area. Ah, well, maybe next time. Anyway, I'm just gonna skip over to the secret exit. It's kinda boring to just run under them, because you go all slow underwater. Anyway, I should be back now because the secret exit is right under here. Just be careful about getting into the water, and down here there's a secret area with a whole bunch of lamps. Yep, this is pretty much what you do for the area. You gotta walk. Gotta walk underwater. Don't know why those spikes are there. They seem kind of pointless. They fall way before you'd ever get to them, so yeah, that's a kind of a boring secret exit, but you definitely have to get here with a hit, because otherwise you can't spin jump on these. Of course, as I mentioned before, I believe, you can't spin jump with Bunny Mario, so if you have Bunny Mario, well, too bad. You gotta have Super or Fire Mario, otherwise you're just not getting through those blocks. And the secret exit actually leads out of Pumpkin Zone to this little spot over here. And which area? Oh, is this? Yeah, this one annoyed me for some reason. I believe I have to bounce off enemies, right? Yep. Bouncing off enemies is annoying. I believe the trick to this is you kind of have to let go of the button, or was it that you had to keep holding on to the button? Otherwise you don't bounce as well, and also the timing here is terrible. You don't die if you fall. I just wanted to get through here by getting as many coins as possible. But this area is really annoying just because the timing is bad, and jumping off enemies is annoying in this game. Well, with Bunny Mario at least. It's easy with everyone else, but yeah, the way you have to hold the button is just weird. And I'm sure there are more coins up here, but there's also a star over here, so it's much better for just straight up extra lives than it really is for coins. Actually, I just realized I have 999 coins, so I should actually do that slot machine bonus area that we, I think that was in part 1 or 2? Might have been part 1, I think. Anyway, you might have noticed another spot on the world map, so that does indeed mean that there are 2 exits here. But of course, we're going to be doing the normal one first, and there are indeed extra Goombas, as I said before. 2 types of Goombas, though. Goombas here act more like Eries, the slasher-masked stabby dudes from the first level in this world. Those were more proper Goombas. Also, if I could get a fire flower, it'd be nice, just so I don't have to break the entire level. Because flying is kind of broken. Well, it's more of a glide, but whatever. Just being pedantic to that point. Pretty simple level. It kind of looks like a Super Mario World Ghost House level, but it's not really that tricky as one of those stages, because Super Mario World Ghost Houses had, like, sort of puzzles to them? Little gimmicks? But the secret exit in this one isn't even that bad. Just requires a little bit of searching, like most of them, but other than that, it's really not that bad. And so we got an invisible block area, but as I said before, it's not like Mega Man. Those blocks are there no matter what. So you don't have to worry about timing any tricky jumps. If you did, that would just be terrible, kind of, more or less. I mean, it's a huge disappearing block area. It would be annoying. But just as long as you have patience, it's really not a problem at all. So I did complaining about having Bunny Mario before, but we do actually need to keep Bunny Mario, because the secret exit does indeed require you to use them. Yeah, this would be really annoying if these were actually disappearing blocks. Thank goodness they're just invisible. They'd probably have to be a bit faster if they actually disappeared. Anyway, secret exit right here. You do have a bit of leniency because there are invisible blocks there, but it's pretty easy to get to. Just as long as you have Bunny Mario, well, I'd say you'll be fine, but that implies Bunny Mario makes it easier. No, it just makes it possible. Oh, is this the stage I think it... Yes, this is the stage I think it is. So this bonus stage took me hours to do because it's annoying. I honestly would not go for the extra lives like I am right here. Just got that one to show off that it's possible to sort of clip through the blocks just right, but this level is terrible and I hate it, and it took me so long to do this, and it really drove up the recording time. Basically, don't fall into pits, don't really go for extra lives, be very careful about how you use your fireballs. Maybe you might want to keep Bunny Mario just so this is a bit easier, because you got some fairly precise jumps. And you got sections like this, where you can get extra lives, but I'm not going to slow down to grab them, I'm not going to risk throwing myself off a cliff to grab them. And then we have this section. As you might have noticed, yeah, the platform will absorb your shot, so stand right on the edge of the platform, otherwise you're going to fall to your death and it's annoying, and just for getting to the end, you get a free life because the level is that bad. It's a very quick level, thankfully, so once I did it successfully, it was over with quickly. Oh boy, but not doing it successfully was the bulk of this recording time. But at least we're on the boss stage now, and we got some new enemies, which I kind of destroyed before you even really saw them, but they're like leeches or headless fish? I don't know what they're supposed to be. Maybe that's what's supposed to make it scary. I don't know. For some reason, these cauldrons aren't hot. You can stand on them just fine. Obviously, if you touch the fire, you'll be hurt, but the cauldrons, which, you know, are the things that are supposed to heat up when placed under a flame, yeah, those are a-okay. Also magic brooms. There are a bunch of enemies that just appear in one stage. Don't really know how those brooms are supposed to be threatening, though. Because they just sort of go over you, so as long as you don't freak out and jump into them, you'll be fine. And, oh, wait, no, that's... Okay, yeah, that's the one. Wanted to show that off. If you fall between the little ledges there, yeah, it just does the whole invisible block thing to trap you. It's fairly annoying. It's not really even a gameplay challenge. You just see it happen once, then, oh, you have to do precise jumps instead. Oh boy, big deal. And we are at the boss, which, as you might assume, is a witch, because you can't have Spooky Zone without a witch. It's just impossible. Basically, you jump into her. As per usual, it's as simple as that, but you do have to be careful. She shoots flames either at you or at one of the cauldrons, and there are bullhorns at the top. Those, of course, will hurt you, so don't stand on the cauldron lids. And we're done here. That was fairly easy. It did take me a few tries, I think, to actually get that one, though, so it is fairly tricky. But just mind your jumps. Don't jump too low, don't jump too early, and don't jump into fire, and you'll be a-okay. Imagine that. Don't thrust yourself into a dangerous thing and you'll be fine. General life advice right there. Next time on Super Mario Land 2, we go to Super Mario Land, I guess.